Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Union City here on the Corry Federal Credit Union UC Today Sports Stream. I'm Doug Gilchrist today, bringing you opening day action between the Union City Bears and the Cranberry area Berries, as both teams are opening their 2026 season today. Finally got some sunny weather, so they're finally good to go to play. Union City coming off an 8-6 overall record last year, which was good for second place in Region 4. They were 7-3 in the region last year, as Mercyhurst Prep went undefeated in the league last year to win the region title. The Bears lost in the first round of last year's playoffs to Greenville as the number 7 seed in the District 10 playoffs, as they lost 10-0 in that first round matchup last year. Cranberry, on the other hand, is coming off a 7-11 season in which they missed the District 9 playoffs last season, as Cranberry lost 6 of their last 7 games last year to end the season at 7-11. Some key returners for Union City from last year's team include Cooper Fox, who batted .277 last year with 4 doubles. Luke Wright batted .324 in his junior season last year. And Ian Kinney batted .326, as well as Blake Turner with a .324 batting average last year. So the Bears have a little bit of firepower coming back from a team that averaged 5.9 runs per game last year, while giving up just 4.2 runs per game last year. So looking for some good things from the Bears this year. As they are definitely the more experienced team, as Union City doesn't have any freshmen on their team. They have 7 juniors, 4 seniors. Meanwhile, Cranberry area has 6 of their 14 players are freshmen this year. So Union City definitely has the advantage in the experience column. For Cranberry, some of their top returners from last year include center fielder Alex McIntyre, who batted .351 last year for the Berries. And number 17, Connor Morrow, who is going to be the starting pitcher today, he batted .482 last year with 18 RBIs. So he will definitely be one to watch today, as he's a double threat both on the mound and at the plate. The starting lineups for Cranberry are leading off Peyton Sloan. He's going to be playing shortstop today. Batting second is Zach Shoemaker. He's going to be the third baseman. Connor Morrow, the pitcher, is batting third. Catcher Lincoln Gala is batting cleanup. Batting 5th, Jake McCloskey, the left fielder. Batting 6th is Brody Bowler, the first baseman. Batting 7th is Alex McIntyre, the center fielder. Batting 8th is Garrison Snyder, the right fielder. And batting 9th is John Shreve, playing at second base today for the Berries. I haven't received Union City's starting lineup yet, so as soon as I get that, I will pass that along to you. We're just minutes away from the opening pitch of the 2026 baseball season here at Union City. Support for Union City play-by-play coverage of the UC Today sports stream is provided in part by the Corry Federal Credit Union, your hometown credit union, wishing the Bears the best of luck this season. The Corry Federal Credit Union has been serving the community since 1958. They offer a wide range of financial services for you or your business. The Corry Federal Credit Union is located at 728 Worth Street in Corry, 56 North Main Street, Union City, 315 Main Street in Spartansburg, and online at corryfcu.org. UC Today Sports thanks the Corry Federal Credit Union, your hometown credit union, for their support of Union City Bears play-by-play. CFCU is a not-for-profit organization. Looks like the umpire's just showing up and entering the field, so we are just about ready for baseball here at Union City's baseball field. Right next door, in about 30 minutes, the Union City Lady Bears softball team is taking on the Northeast Grape Pickers. So when this game is over, tune into the last couple innings of that game. Ben Brozich will have the call of that game on the Corry Federal Credit Union UC Today sports stream. As the Lady Bears were scheduled to open the season last week, but their game versus Sagertown was postponed multiple times, and that will be made up this Thursday. So the Lady Bears will play Northeast today in their season opener. Coaches and umpires are meeting at home plate to discuss the ground rules and exchange lineup cards. And we will be underway momentarily. Thank you. And I was just handed the Union City lineup for today. So leading off for Union City is the catcher, Ian Kinney. Batting second and playing second base is Aiden Toller. Batting third and playing left field is Luke Wright. Batting cleanup for the Bears and playing third base is Price. I don't have him on my roster, so I'll have to find out his first name here in a little bit. Batting fifth, the pitcher, Luke Rakop. Batting sixth, at first base is Joe Zahner. Batting seventh, at shortstop is Lucas Silka. Batting eighth, the right fielder, J.J. Karmazin. And batting ninth, the center fielder, and that is Mitchum. Let me see if I can get the first names of those couple players. Okay, Hunter Price is the third baseman and batting fourth today. And let's see. And Ethan Mitchum. Both of those players are freshmen. All right. So we're just about ready for action here. As number 9, Rakop, is on the mound taking his warm-up pitches. All right, we are just about ready for the opening game of the baseball season here. As Luke Rakop gets ready to open the season up. As last year, he was 4-3 with 1 save on the mound with a 2.97 ERA in 35 1/3 innings, with 60 strikeouts in those 35 innings. And here we go as shortstop Peyton Sloan gets into the batter's box. First pitch of this season is in there for a called strike. 0-1 count. Here's Rakop's pitch. Swing and a miss, strike two. His first two pitches of the season are in there for strikes. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike three. As Rakop puts him down with 3 straight strikes to begin the season. Strike one to the next batter, Shoemaker. As Rakop has thrown nothing but strikes so far in this ball game. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Strike, swing and a miss, strike two. Shoemaker in the hole, 0-2. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike three. 6 pitches, all strikes, 2 swinging strikeouts. As Luke Rakop is in mid-season form here in the first game of the season. Now batting number 17, Connor Morrow, today's starting pitcher for the Berries. Swing and a miss, strike one. Off-speed pitch on that one. Here's the windup and the 0-1 pitch. Ball a little bit outside. After the first 7 pitches were in the strike zone, finally throws his first ball of the game. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Ball down low and inside. 2-1. Morrow, as I said before the game, batted nearly 500 for the Berries last year. So he is definitely going to be one to watch. Here's a ground ball to third. Picked and throw, low throw to first, bounced, and nice play by the first baseman, Joe Zahner, on the throw from Hunter Price. But that will end the inning as the Berries go down 1-2-3 in the top of the first inning. Support for Union City Bears sports coverage comes from King Service Center. King Service Center is located at 25167 Weed Road. They offer tires, oil changes, state safety inspections, and more. Phone number is 814-694-3472. Support for Union City Bears baseball and softball on the UC Today Corry Federal Credit Union sports stream is provided by Goldstar Chinese Restaurant, offering dine-in and takeout at 31 North Main Street in Union City. More information at goldstarchinesefood.com or by calling 814-438-2688. UC Today Sports thanks Goldstar Chinese Restaurant for their support. And coverage of UC Union City Bears baseball and softball on the UC Today Corry Federal Credit Union Sports Stream is brought to you by Tops Friendly Market of Union City, located at 19 East High Street in Union City. More information at topsmarkets.com or 814-438-7614. UC Today Sports thanks Tops Friendly Markets of Union City for their support. So Union City getting ready for their first offensive at-bats of the season as Ian Kinney will lead things off for the Bears. He will be followed by Aiden Toller and Luke Wright. Number 17, Connor Morrow on the mound for the Berries. Morrow last year on the mound was 1-2 with a 7 ERA in 5 appearances for the Berries. And Ian Kinney stepping up to the plate for the Bears. Here's the first pitch by Morrow, and that's down low, ball 1. And Kinney ready. Here's Morrow's pitch. Down low, ball 2. There's a 2-0 count on leadoff batter Ian Kinney. Here's the wind and the pitch. In there for a strike. Strike 1. As Morrow tries to get back into the count. The 2-1 pitch. Kinney swing and miss, strike 2. He had a good cut at that one, but just couldn't connect as Morrow evens the count at 2-2. Here's the 2-2 pitch, fouled off behind the plate. Count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes on Union City's leadoff batter, Ian Kinney. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Ball 3 down and inside as that evens the count up at 3-2. Kinney trying to get on base here to start something for the Bears. Here's the payoff pitch. Line drive, base hit into left center field. And that will be a single for Ian Kinney as he becomes the first base runner of the ball game with a line drive single into left field. Aiden Toller steps to the plate now as Morrow has to go from the stretch position. It's the pitch down low, ball one. Bears trying to take an early lead here in this ball game. As Ian Kinney leads off first base. Here's a throw to first. Not in time as Kinney gets back. Toller, the second baseman, batting second today for the Bears. Here's the 1-0 pitch, and Morrow steps off the back of the rubber. Comes set again. And ball in the dirt, ball two. As he falls behind 2 balls and no strikes on the second batter of the ball game. Kinney taking his lead off first base. Here's the pitch. In there, right at the letters, strike one. 2 balls, 1 strike. On the batter, Toller. Kinney leading off first. There's a pitch blowing outside. Snap throw to first. Gets past the first baseman, and Kinney's going to take off towards second. And he's going to get there on the error by the catcher. As that pitch was low and outside to run the count to 3 balls and 1 strike. And Ian Kinney advances to second base on the throwing error. As the Bears now have a runner in scoring position here in the first inning with nobody out still in this scoreless ball game, bottom of the first inning. Here's the 3-1 pitch, right at the knees, strike 2 to even the count, or to make the count full, 3-2. Morrow comes set. Here's the pitch, ball 4 in the dirt. As Union City gets their first 2 batters of the ball game on base. As Luke Wright steps to the plate for the Bears. First and second, nobody out still. Kinney and Toller, the base runners. There's a pitch up high, and that gets past the catcher as both players advance on the wild pitch. And that will put 2 runners in scoring position for the Bears as they look to get up early on in this ball game. 1-0 count to right. As he has 2 runners in scoring position. Kinney at third, Toller at second. Going from the windup. And there's a wild pitch. Kinney coming to the plate. Here's the throw. He's safe. Slides in safe on another wild pitch. As Toller advances to third. As that will run the count to 2-0. And Toller now at third base as the Bears take a 1-0 early lead. As Connor Morrow is in a heap of trouble here early on. As 15 pitches into his appearance, still has nobody out. A run in, a runner at third, and a 2-0 count. There's a pitch up high, ball 3. 3-0 on right. See if they give them their green light here on a 3-0 count. Here's the pitch. And that's up high, ball 4. And that will send him to first base. First and third now for the Bears. As number 22, Hunter Price, comes to the plate. The freshman batting cleanup. There's the first pitch, strike, and Wright takes second base on the stolen base. No throw by the defense on that one, so 2 runners in scoring position once again. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss. Hunter Price trying to break the game open a little bit here. There's a pitch outside. Two runners in scoring position. Toller at third, Wright at second. There's a pop-up. And that's going to be out of play. That evens the count up at 2-2. This Price back into the batter's box. Morrow from the windup. Here's the pitch. Took a little bit off it, and the ball goes high. Ball 3. 3 balls, 2 strikes to the Bears cleanup hitter, Hunter Price. There's ball 4. The third straight walk. As that loads the bases up for pitcher Luke Rakoff. Still nobody out here in the first inning. 1-0, Union City with the lead. Bases loaded. Infield is in. Trying to cut off the run at the plate. As that pitch is low, ball 1. Morrow already thrown 24 pitches in this game. Still nobody out. Going from the windup. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Up high, ball 2. Union City trying to blow this game wide open here in the first inning of the first game. After setting down the Berries 1-2-3 in the first inning. There's a 2-0 pitch, down low, ball 3. As Morrow is really struggling trying to find the plate here. The 3-0 pitch, ball 4, and that will walk in a run. 4 straight walks. And there's a meeting at the mound as Connor Morrow has walked 4 straight batters after a leadoff single by Ian Kinney. He will remain in the ball game for right now. The next batter coming to the plate is Joe Zahner, the first baseman. As the Bears lead 2-0 here in the bottom of the first inning. And that pitch is up high, ball one. Three runners on base, bases loaded. Going from the windup, and that ball's in the strike zone for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the 1-1 pitch, down low, ball 2. Once again, Morrow falling behind the Union City batters. Here's the 2-1 pitch, in there for a strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Bases loaded, still nobody out here in the bottom of the first inning. Infield up, trying to cut off the runner at the plate on a ground ball. And there's a foul tip, and it is caught by the catcher for a strikeout. As Morrow gets his first strikeout of the game. That was pitch number 33 for Morrow here in the first inning. And he finally gets the first out of the game. As the middle infield moves back to double play depth. And there's a breaking pitch in there for a strike. As Lucas Silka comes to the plate. No balls, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. And that's in there for a strike, 2. No balls, 2 strikes for Morrow to Silka. Here's the pitch, just down low, as the catcher tried to frame that one but didn't get the call. 1 ball, 2 strikes to the number 7 batter in the Union City lineup. Here's the pitch, check swing. No, they appeal, no swing. 2 balls, 1 strike on the batter. J.J. Karmazin on deck for the Bears. And there's a ground ball up first. He's going to take the play at first as a run scores. And that will increase the Union City lead to 3-0. As Silka gets the RBI. That moves everybody up. Now runners at second and third as Karmazin comes to the plate. Price at third, Rakoff at second. Here's the pitch, ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Morrow trying to limit the damage here. Here's the 1-1 pitch, swung on late. As that is strike 2, 1 ball, 2 strikes to the number 8 hitter, Karmazin. Here's the 1-2 pitch, swung on and missed, strike 3. And the first inning comes to a close, but not before Union City gets 3 runs on just 1 hit, with the benefit of 4 base on balls in that first inning. As Connor Morrow throws 42 pitches in that first inning. Almost half of the number that he's allotted for this game. So as we go to the top of the second, Union City leads by a score of 3-0 over Cranberry. Coverage of Union City Bears baseball and softball on the UC Today Corry Federal Credit Union Sports Stream is brought to you by Rocco's Collision, providing computerized estimates along with collision repair and painting. And by Rosco's Vinyl Graphics and Printing Services, offering banners, signage, custom apparel, and promotional items. Located on Waterford Street in Union City. Phone number is 814-438-7238. Support for Union City Bears baseball and softball in the UC Today Corry Federal Credit Union Sports Stream is provided by George Fox Insurance Agency, serving the area since 1975 and home of the Union City's favorite signs. Located on North Main Street in Union City, call 814-438-7606. UC Today Sports thanks George Fox Insurance Agency for their support. The windup and the pitch, fouled straight back. That'll even the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Outside, ball 2. As Rakoff falls behind his first batter of the game. 2 balls and 1 strike. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Breaking ball inside, ball 3. Here's the pitch, low and inside, and there's ball 4. As Rakoff walks his first batter of the game. And that will be the first base runner for Cranberry. As catcher Lincoln Gala takes the walk. That will bring up Jake McCloskey. As Rakoff goes to the stretch position for the first time in this ball game. As that first pitch is ball is Outside the strike zone for a ball. Here's the pitch, foul tip. Strike two, or strike one. 1 ball, 1 strike. Number 3, Jake McCloskey, looking for Cranberry's first hit of the ball game. Here's a ground ball in the hole, it's short. Fielded, throw to first, not going to be in time. Fielded by Silka at short, but that will be the first base hit of the game for Cranberry as they get an infield hit. And they are threatening here in the top of the second as they have runners on first and second. As Brody Bowler, first baseman, comes to the plate. There's a ball. 1 ball, no strikes for the lefty Rakoff. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2. The ball pops away from the catcher, but Ian Kinney runs it down, and no advance from the runners. One ball, 2 strikes on the batter. Lefty Bowler facing the lefty Rakoff. And there's a pitch way outside. Nice play by Kinney to stop that from going to the backstop. That will even the count up at 2-2. There's a pop-up out of play behind the backstop. As that will leave the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. As they look for a new ball for Rakoff to pitch with. After a 10-pitch first inning, Rakoff already thrown 12 pitches in this inning. Still hasn't recorded an out in the second inning. There's a nice off-speed pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. As Rakoff took a lot off of that pitch. And Bowler was way out in front of it. Now number 16, Luke Wright coming to the plate. Or no, Alex McIntyre. Sorry, wrong team. Center fielder Alex McIntyre at the plate. First pitch, a strike. Next pitch, ground ball to third. And bobbled and throw to first. Not going to be in time. That was Hunter Price who misplayed that ball, as that will be an error on Price. And that will load up the bases for Cranberry. That will bring up the number 8 hitter. Just Garrison Snyder, the right fielder. Here's the pitch, off speed, outside. Ball 1. Cranberry trying to get back in this game as they trail 3-0, but they have the bases loaded with just 1 out. And there's a swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike on Snyder. Here's the pitch. Strike 2. One ball, 2 strikes. Rakoff already with 3 strikeouts in this ball game. There's a foul ball off to the left side as that ball bounces onto the track at the football field and bounces onto the football field. Count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. On the batter, Snyder. Union City leading 3-0, but Cranberry threatening here in the second inning as they have the bases loaded with just 1 out. With the bottom of their order up. Number 8 hitter Snyder at the plate. Here's Raykop's pitch. Swing, called strike 3 as Raykop gets his 4th strikeout of the game. And it couldn't have come at a better time as he gets the 2nd out of the 2nd inning as number 9 hitter John Shreve comes to the plate. Swung on and missed, strike 1. Raykop trying to get himself out of a jam here. Pick up third baseman Hunter Price after the error. And there's a pitch inside and low. Ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Ball 3. 3 balls and 1 strike. 1 pitch away from walking in a run. As there is a timeout and a visit to the mound. As the whole infield is going to gather to talk things over here. Second baseman John Shreve at the plate, just a freshman, playing his first varsity game of his career. He's in a pressure-packed situation for his first at-bat. As he has the bases loaded, 3 balls, 1 strike on him. Bases loaded. As Raykop gets a new baseball from the umpire. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2. 1 pitch away from getting out of this big jam here in the second inning and keeping Cranberry scoreless. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Runners off. Ball 4 low. Oh no, that was ball 3, my fault. That makes the count 3-2. And here's the 3-2 pitch popped up out of play. Bases loaded for Cranberry here in the top of the second inning. And here's the 3-2 pitch, called strike 3 on the inside corner as Luke Raykop strikes out the side amongst 3 base runners, but he holds Cranberry scoreless. And after an inning and a half, Union City remains up 3-0. Coverage of Union City Bears baseball and softball on the UC Today Corry Federal Credit Union Sports Stream is brought to you by Terri's Tax and Notary. Starting a new business or need help managing the one you have? Terri's Tax and Notary has you covered. With over 40 years of experience, they handle income tax preparation to payroll, bookkeeping, and business setup. Kelly Design can help get your business online fast. UC Today Sports thanks Terri's Tax and Notary for their support. Coverage of Union City Bears baseball on the UC Today Corry Federal Credit Union Sports Stream is made possible by Rancho Alegre Authentic Mexican Restaurant. Serving authentic Mexican cuisine, Rancho Alegre is open Tuesday through Sunday, located at 16328 State Highway 8 in Union City. More information at ranchoalegrepa.com or by calling 814-438-6043. UC Today Sports thanks Rancho Alegre Authentic Mexican Restaurant for their support. Bottom of the second coming up as Union City has batters 9, 1, and 2 coming up to plate here after sending 8 men to the plate and scoring 3 runs in that first inning. Connor Morrow back out on the mound for Cranberry. As Ethan Mitchum comes to the plate for his first at bat. And that's a swing and a miss, strike one. He was late on that pitch. Morrow's second pitch, up high, ball 2. One ball, one strike, up high, ball 2. 2-1. The count on the Bears' number 9 hitter, Mitchum. The pitch up high, ball 3. Morrow walked 4 batters in that first inning. One pitch away from walking the leadoff hitter here in the second inning. Here's a strike. I'll make the count full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Morrow from the windup. And the pitch. Ball 4 inside. And Union City gets their leadoff batter on base once again. As Mitchum draws the walk. And that will bring up leadoff hitter Ian Kinney, who singled and came around to score in the first inning. Kinney has the only base hit for Union City in this ball game. And there's a steal attempt. The ball gets past the catcher, and Mitchum will get into second base standing up as he gets his first stolen base of his career. As just like that, Union City has another runner in scoring position for Ian Kinney. Here's the 1-0 pitch in there for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike on the batter, Kinney. Morrow looks back towards second base, and that pitch is right at the letters for a strike. As Kinney falls behind, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Kinney at least trying to advance the runner here. And there's a called third strike as Ian Kinney is the first out of the second inning. And number 2, Cooper Fox, coming in to pinch hit for Toller here in the second inning. Union City has a runner at second base, Ethan Mitchum. Here's the pitch. Fox pops it up, and that's going to get out of play down the first base line. Strike 1. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Runner at second for Union City. And there's a swing and a miss, strike 2. As the Bears lead 3-0 here in the bottom of the second inning. Morrow from the stretch. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And that is the second straight strikeout for Morrow as he tries to put up a 0 here in the second inning after giving up 3 runs in the first. Now number 16, Luke Wright, the batter. That pitch is down low, ball 1. As Wright walked and scored. Walked, stole second, and scored in the first inning. And there's a strike. Morrow coming to the set position. Checks the runner at second. There he goes. Here's the throw down to third. Not in time. It's a nice play by the third baseman, Shoemaker, to stop that ball from going into left field and giving up another run. As Mitchum gets his second stolen base of the inning. As we have 2 ball, 2 strike count on Wright. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss, strike 2. Thought that was strike 3. That will make this count 2-2. Wright trying to extend the lead here for Union City as that ball's popped up down the first base line, and it's not going to stay in play. And it falls outside the fence as the count will remain 2 balls and 2 strikes. Runner at third is Ethan Mitchum. Here's the pitch. Up high, ball 3. And that will make the count 3 balls and 2 strikes. Here's Morrow's pitch. Ball 4 as Wright walks for the second time in this ball game, putting runners at first and third for the Bears. Now up Hunter Price. First and third for the Bears. 2 outs here in the bottom of the second inning. Look for Wright to take off here to take second. There he does, and pitch is fouled away. So Wright will have to go back to first base. Hunter Price walked in the first inning and got an RBI as he walked with the bases loaded. And there he goes again. And then they don't even throw down to second base as Wright steals second, putting runners at second and third. Big hit by Price here would bring in 2 runs for the Bears. Here's the pitch. Grounded foul to the Union City dugout on the third base side. Connor Morrow with 2 strikeouts in this inning. But he's also walked 2 batters. There's a pitch up high. Morrow has walked 6 batters in the game so far. Morrow comes set. Here's the pitch. Swing, or called third strike, and that will be the 3rd out of the inning as Morrow strikes out 3 and walks 2 in the bottom of the second. And after 2 innings, the score is 3-0 Union City. Coverage of Union City Bears baseball and softball on the UC Today Corry Federal Credit Union sports stream is made possible by Brown's Fitness Center with 24/7 access. Owner Seth Brown is an NASM certified personal trainer located at 1 South Main Street in Union City. Call 814-795-7743 for more information. UC Today Sports thanks Brown's Fitness Center for their support. Support for Union City Bears basketball, baseball, and softball in the UC Today Corry Federal Credit Union sports stream is provided by Hitchy's Townhouse Tavern, now open at 21 North Main Street in Union City, serving food and daily specials for dine-in or takeout. UC Today Sports thanks Hitchy's Townhouse Tavern for their support. All right, we are getting ready for 3rd inning action here as Union City leads 3-0 as Cranberry will have the top of their order coming up. Peyton Sloan leads off, struck out his first at bat, and there's a swing and a miss, strike one. Here's the 0-1 pitch, inside, ball two. One pitch. There's a little looper behind second, and nice catch there by number 32, Lucas Silka, who's now at second base, as he makes the running catch in the outfield. And that will bring up Shoemaker, who struck out his first at bat. First pitch, a ball. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Little off-speed pitch, fouled away, strike one. Here's the next pitch, in the dirt, ball. And here's the windup and the pitch. Swung on and missed. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Rakoff already with 5 strikeouts in this ball game. And there's an off-speed pitch over the head of the batter. Three balls, 2 strikes on Shoemaker. Here's the payoff pitch. Fouled straight back as he was late on that swing. Couldn't catch up to the fastball. One out here in the top of the 3rd inning. And there's a pop-up, shallow left field. And that ball is caught by the left fielder, Luke Wright. And that is 2 outs here in the 3rd inning. As Rakoff trying to come back from a little bit of a hiccup in the 2nd inning, as Cranberry loaded the bases in the 2nd inning, but he got out of it with no run scoring. And this is pitcher Connor Morrow at the plate. He's 0 for 1, grounded out to 3rd, his first at bat. There's a windup and the pitch. Swung on and missed. Rakoff trying to put down the berries in order here in the 3rd inning, as Union City leads 3-0. There's a pitch up high. with the pitch. There's a line drive up the middle, base hit into center field. As Morrow gets Cranberry's second hit of the game, just the first outfield hit of the game, as the first one was an infield hit to short. That will bring up catcher Lincoln Gala. The runner on first. 2 outs here in the top of the third. Oh, and that ball hits the batter. And that will advance Morrow to second. And that will bring up Jake McCloskey. As he has the only other base hit in this game, as he got an infield single in the first. There's a ground ball up the middle past the pitcher, and that's going to make it into center field. That's going to score a run as the throw comes all the way to home plate. Here's the throw to second. Not in time. Throw back to third, and he's safe. And Cranberry cuts the deficit to 3-1. As that ball, just a little seeing eye ground ball up the middle, got past the pitcher, and the second baseman and shortstop couldn't flag it down. And now the tying run is at second base for Cranberry. There's the first pitch to Bowler, and that's down low, ball one. There's a little fister up the middle, and that's going to get through for a base hit. 1 run scores. Here comes the second run. Throw to the plate. Not in time. As Bowler takes second base on the throw, and that will tie things up. As Cranberry ties it up 3-3. Here in the top of the third inning. And we'll bring up center fielder Alex McIntyre with the go-ahead run at second base. And there's a pop-up on the infield. Second baseman Silka under it, and he will glove it. And that will end the inning. But Cranberry scores 3 runs on 3 hits with a hit batsman in the midst of all that. As Cranberry ties the game up at 3 as we go to the bottom of the third inning. Cranberry and Union City are tied at 3 apiece. Support for Union City play-by-play coverage on the UC Today sports stream is provided in part by the Corry Federal Credit Union, your hometown credit union, wishing the Bears the best of luck this season. The Corry Federal Credit Union has been serving the community since 1958. They offer a wide range of financial services for you or your business. The Corry Federal Credit Union is located at 728 Worth Street in Corry, 56 North Main Street, Union City, 315 Main Street in Spartansburg, and online at corryfcu.org. UC Today Sports thanks to Corry Federal Credit Union, your hometown credit union, for their support of Union City Bears play-by-play. CFCU is a not-for-profit organization. Support for Union City Bears baseball and softball on the UC Today Corry Federal Credit Union sports stream is provided by Dai Salon. Located at 28 South Main Street in Union City, Dai Salon specializes in haircutting with color and highlighting, along with perms, texture services, and updos. They also offer manicures, pedicures, and waxing services. For information, call 814-738-6225. Support for Union City Bears baseball and softball on the UC Today Corry Federal Credit Union Sports Stream is provided by Hitchy's Townhouse Tavern, now open at 21 North Main Street in Union City, serving food and daily specials for dine-in or takeout. UC Today Sports thanks Hitchy's Townhouse Tavern for their support. Connor Morrow back on the mound for Cranberry as he now has new life as the offense has tied the game up here. Here's the 1-0 pitch, fouled away. As Rakoff walked in his first at bat in the first inning. And he also got an RBI walking with the bases loaded as there's a strike at the letters. Morrow's next pitch. Ball. Didn't miss by much. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Rakoff. Here's the pitch, up high, ball 3. Rakoff trying to help himself as the pitcher by getting on base here. And there's a swing and a miss, strike 3. As that is the 6th strikeout of the game for Connor Morrow to go along with 6 walks in this game. As Joe Zahner comes to the plate. There's a foul ball off the right side. No balls, 1 strike here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. There's a pitch up high, ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Morrow goes into the windup and the pitch up high, ball 2. 2-1. Zahner takes a strike, ball 2, or strike 2, ball 2 balls, 2 strikes. Zahner struck out his first at bat in the 1st inning. And here's the pitch, strike 3, right at the letters. As Morrow gets his 7th strikeout of the game. Out of the 8 outs, 7 of them have been strikeouts. As Silka comes to the plate. Takes ball 1. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Morrow looking for a quick inning here. And there's a swing and a foul back to the backstop. The windup and the pitch. Late swing. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Silka, who grounded out to first in the first inning, but did get an RBI on the play. Here's the pitch up high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the next pitch. Called strike 3 as Morrow strikes out the side. And he needed that for his team after Cranberry tied the game up. And we are after 3 innings of play with Union City 3 and Cranberry 3. Coverage of Union City Bears baseball and softball on the UC Today Corry Federal Credit Union Sports Stream is brought to you by C.S. Warthman Funeral Home, serving the community for over 100 years, providing compassionate and affordable end-of-life services. Located at 69 North Main Street in Union City. For information, call 814-438-3811. UC Today Sports thanks C.S. Warthman Funeral Home for their support. Support for Union City Bears baseball and softball in the UC Today Corry Federal Credit Union Sports Stream is provided by Union City Pet Hospital, located at 2 South Main Street in Union City. More information at unioncityveterinarian.com or by calling 814-438-7876. UC Today Sports thanks Union City Pet Hospital for their support. Raykop back on the mound, trying to get back to his form that he showed in the first and second innings, as he gave up 3 runs in the third inning. And we are tied up 3-3 here, going to the 4th inning. Cranberry will have their 8, 9, and 1 batters here in the 4th inning. As Garrison Snyder leads off for Cranberry, as they got back into this ball game last inning with a big 3 spot after Union City scored 3 in the bottom of the first inning. The first pitch of the inning swung on and missed, strike 1. Luke Raykop with an 0-1 count. Goes into the wind and the pitch way up and in, ball 2. So 1-1 pitch. Strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. So it looks like Cranberry has somebody warming up in their bullpen, as Connor Morrow is getting dangerously close to 100 pitches, as he has 78 pitches already, so next inning might be his last inning. And there's a foul ball back out of play. Raycop only had 58 pitches going into this inning, so he's good for a few more innings. As the PIAA has a rule where pitchers are only allowed to pitch 100 pitches per day. And here's the pitch. Took a lot off that pitch, and Snyder was way out in front of that one as he swings and misses for strike 3. That's the 6th strikeout of the game for Raycop. As number 9 hitter John Shreve comes to the plate. He's 0 for 1. He struck out his first at bat. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Raycop trying to keep the game tied as we have a 3-3 score here in the top of the 4th inning. Pitch up high, ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strikes. Here's the pitch. Strike right at the letters. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Shreve. Raycop trying for his 7th strikeout of the game. And took a lot off that pitch as that pitch is down low. Gets past the catcher, but no harm, no foul, as that evens the count up at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Shreve with a very closed stance with his front foot only inches away from the home plate. There's a called 3rd strike. Raycop gets his 2nd strikeout of the inning, as he has now retired 3 straight batters. And we will go back to the top of the lineup with Peyton Sloan coming to bat. 2 outs here in the top of the 4th inning. Ball just a little bit up. Ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. The windup and the pitch. Just got the strike zone there, as that ball was right at the letters. That'll even the count up. 1 ball, 1 strikes. Raycop rocks and deals. Ball inside. 2 balls, 1 strikes. As Shoemaker's on deck for the Berries. The pitch, ball outside, ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike. Sloan is 0 for 2 today. Struck out in the 1st, popped out to 2nd in the 3rd inning. Here's the pitch, in there for a strike. Strike 2. Runs the count full at 3-2. And here's Raycop's payoff pitch. Popped it up into shallow right field. Right fielder coming on, will not make the play. Carmazin couldn't make the diving attempt. Here's the throw to second, and he is safe. As that is Sloan gets in there with a bloop double to right field. The first extra base hit of the game. And that will bring up Shoemaker to try to give Cranberry the lead. As they have the go-ahead run on second base now. Here's the pitch up high, ball one. Third baseman Zach Shoemaker, 0 for 2 in this game. Struck out in the first, flew out to left in the third. Now in the fourth, batting with the go-ahead run at second base. And there's a pitch inside corner. That will even the count up at 1-1. Rakoff's next pitch, swung on and missed, strike two. As that pitch was out of the strike zone, but Shoemaker chased it up high. And Rakoff one pitch away from getting out of this inning. He's already struck out 2 in this inning. And 7 in the game. Here's an off-speed pitch, does not get the call. That will even the count up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch, fouled straight back. A little bit late on that pitch. As Shoemaker stays alive. Lefty Rakoff comes to the set position. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And that will end the 4th inning as Union City gets out of it as the score remains tied at 3 as we head to the bottom of the 4th inning. Union City will have their 8, 9, and 1 batters coming up in the 4th inning. Support for Union City play-by-play coverage on the UC Today sports stream is provided in part by the Corry Federal Credit Union, your hometown credit union. Wishing the Bears the best of luck this season. The Corry Federal Credit Union has been serving the community since 1958. They offer a wide range of financial services for you or your business. The Corry Federal Credit Union is located at 728 Worth Street in Corry, 56 North Main Street, Union City, 315 Main Street in Spartansburg, and online at corryfcu.org. UC Today Sports thanks to Corry Federal Credit Union, your hometown credit union, for their support of Union City Bears play-by-play. CFCU is a not-for-profit organization. Support for Union City Bears sports coverage comes from King Service Center. King Service Center is located at 25167 Weed Road. They offer tires, oil changes, state safety inspections, and more. Phone number is 814-694-3472. So we head into the bottom of the 4th inning. By my count, Connor Morrow has thrown 78 pitches in this game. So unless he has a real quick inning, this could be his final inning of work for the Cranberry Berries. As J.J. Karmazin leads off, and he takes strike one. Union City scored 3 runs in the first inning. Has been held quiet since then. And there's a bunt down third base, and that ball just goes foul. Good bunt attempt there, but it just would not stay fair. Union City still with just 1 hit in this ball game, and that was the leadoff single by Ian Kinney in the first inning. But they scored 3 runs thanks to 4 walks in that inning. As there's a ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. They count. And there's a swing and a miss, strike 3. As Karmazin goes down, swinging. It's 9 strikeouts now for Connor Morrow, who has really settled down since that first inning. In fact, the last 8 outs recorded by Morrow have all been via the strikeout. So he has really turned it on here. As that first pitch is a strike, and there's a bunt by Mitchum up third base, and it's bobbled, and he's going to make it to first safe. As Ethan Mitchum with the bunt base hit. And see if that ignites Union City, as Mitchum stole second and third his first time on base after he walked. As Ian Kinney, the batter, he fouls that one straight back. As that ball got lodged in the backstop, it looks like. 0-1 the count on Kinney. Bottom of the 4th inning, 3-3 the score. Union City with the go-ahead run on first base in Ethan Mitchum. And there's a throw to first. Not in time. Ian Kinney 1 for 2 today. Singled and scored in the first inning and struck out in the second. There's a pitch, gets past the catcher, and Mitchum's going to get down to second base on the wild pitch. Actually, that might be considered a pass ball, as that ball hit the catcher's glove. But either way, that gets Mitchum down to second base. Has the go-ahead run in scoring position with 1 out. Here's the pitch to Kinney. It's in there for a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Ian Kinney. And foul ball right at the plate by Kinney. Count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. As Cooper Fox stands on the on-deck circle. Mitchum at second base. Here's the pitch. Check swing, foul ball. As Kinney stays alive. Connor Morrow trying to keep this game a 3-3 tie, as there's a pitch up high, ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Gets the sign. Checks the runner at second. Here's the pitch. Line drive down the right field line, but it's going to go foul. Into the stands. Two balls, two strikes on the batter, Ian Kinney. He's fouled off several pitches here with two strikes. And there's another one, and it's going to roll fair. And there's a throw to first, and Kinney is out. As that ball started in foul territory, but the backspin carried it into fair territory. And catcher Lincoln Gala was able to pounce on that and throw Kinney out at first base. So that will be the second out of the inning as Mitchum advances to third. And now Cooper Fox will try to give Union City the lead. Here's the pitch. There's a fly ball, deep center field. It's over the center fielder's head. Mitchum scores. Fox around first. He's heading for second. Here's the throw, and he's going to make it in there with a stand-up double. As Cooper Fox put a jolt into that one and gives the Union City Bears the 4-3 lead. By far the hardest hit ball of the ball game. As Wright comes up to try to tack on an extra run here as that pitch is a ball. Luke Wright has walked both times at bat. And there's a ball two. Two balls, no strikes on Wright. There's a strike right at the knees. Two balls, one strike. Here's the pitch. Strike two. Two balls, two strikes on Wright. As Union City has taken a 4-3 lead here in the bottom of the fourth inning. And Fox takes off for third, and Wright swings and misses for the third out of the inning. And that will do it for Union City in the bottom of the fourth inning. But a big hit from Cooper Fox as Union City takes back the lead as they lead 4-3 after 4 innings. Support for Union City Bears baseball and softball on the UC Today Corry Federal Credit Union Sports Stream is provided by Goldstar Chinese Restaurant, offering dine-in and takeout at 31 North Main Street in Union City. More information at goldstarchinesefood.com or by calling 814-438-2688. UC Today Sports thanks Goldstar Chinese Restaurant for their support. Coverage of Union City Bears baseball and softball on the UC Today Corry Federal Credit Union Sports Stream is brought to you by Tops Friendly Markets of Union City. Located at 19 East High Street in Union City. More information at topsmarkets.com or 814-438-7614. UC Today Sports thanks Tops Friendly Markets of Union City for their support. As Cranberry comes to the plate here in the top of the fifth inning, they will have their 3, 4, and 5 batters coming up as pitcher Connor Morrow, who is probably done for the game on the mound, will lead off. I have Morrow at 97 pitches. So at most, he could probably pitch to one batter in the bottom of the 5th inning. Rakoff comes into this inning with 81 pitches. So this may be his last inning for the Bears on the mound as well, as the game will most likely be decided by the bullpens, as Union City has a 4-3 lead here in the top of the 5th inning. Morrow 1 for 2, grounded to third in the first, and singled and scored in the 3rd inning. And there's a pitch in the dirt, ball 1. Union City leading 4-3 here in the top of the 5th inning. Here's the 1-0 pitch in the dirt, ball 2. Rakoff taking a couple extra seconds off the back of the mound. And the lefty back on the mound, and here's the wind and the pitch. Ground ball to short. Fox with it. Throw to first. Got him. Cooper Fox with the assist over to Joe Zahner at first base. And there's one out here in the 5th inning. Lincoln Gala comes to bat. The Cranberry cleanup hitter. Doesn't have an official at bat so far in this game, as he walked in the 2nd and was hit by a pitch in the 3rd, and he also scored in the 3rd inning after that hit by pitch. And there's a big swing and a miss, strike 1. Rakoff winds and deals. Fouled back, strike 2. Rakoff looking for a quick inning here. Maybe buy one more inning out of this game. Gala back in the batter's box. 0-2 count. Here's the wind and the pitch. Ground ball to second. Silka up with it. Easy throw to first. Nice play by Zahner, as it wasn't such an easy throw to first, as he almost pulled Zahner off the bag, but they get the out. 2 outs here in the 5th inning on just 6 pitches. Now number 3, McCloskey. Jake McCloskey, the batter. There's a pitch in, slow and inside, ball 1. Union City took the lead in the bottom of the 4th inning, as they lead 4-3 here in the top of the 5th. There's a ground ball up the middle, tipped off Rakoff's glove. Fox gets it, throw to first, not in time. as McCloskey is able to beat out the infield single as Raykop slowed the ball down just enough so Fox couldn't get enough on the throw to get the out at first. That will bring up Brody Bowler. He's 1 for 2. He had a 2-run single his last at bat, and there's a steal attempt, throw down to second, and not in time. As McCloskey gets into scoring position, has the tying run. Cranberry trying to come right back and tie this game up, as Bowler already has 2 RBIs, looking for a third one here. Here's the pitch. Strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Fox trying to keep the runner close at second base. Here's the pitch. Gets past the catcher, and that's going to move up McCloskey to third on the wild pitch. That will make the count 2 balls and 1 strike. Raykop trying to keep the score 4-3, as this is possibly his last inning, as he is over 90 pitches now. Here's the pitch, up and in, ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike on the batter. Bowler trying to give Cranberry, or try to tie the game up for Cranberry as they trail by 1. Here's a 3-1 pitch, down low, ball 4. That puts runners at first and third. There's going to be a meeting on the mound. And it looks like they are going to take Raykop out of the game, as he was at 95 pitches. And Joe Zahner coming in to the dugout, so Zahner may take over on the mound. So it looks like Zahner is going to go to the mound. Raykop will probably take Zahner's spot at first base, as he is just standing with the rest of the infielders. But Joe Zahner will take over on the mound. Coverage of Union City Bears baseball and softball on the UC Today Corry Federal Credit Union Sports Stream is brought to you by Roscoe's Collision, providing computerized estimates along with collision repair and painting, and by Roscoe's Vinyl Graphics and Printing Services, offering banners, signage, custom apparel, and promotional items. Located on Waterford Street in Union City. Phone number is 814-438-7238. Support for Union City Bears baseball and softball on the UC Today Corry Federal Credit Union Sports Stream is provided by George Fox Insurance Agency, serving the area since 1975 and home of the Union City's favorite signs. Located on North Main Street in Union City, call 814-438-7606. UC Today Sports thanks George Fox Insurance Agency for their support. So Cranberry with runners at first and third. And Alex McIntyre coming to the plate. Trying to give Cranberry, trying to tie the game up or give Cranberry the lead. As Joe Zahner comes in relief to try to keep this a 4-3 Union City lead. And there's the first pitch, down low, ball one. Bowler at first, McCloskey at third for Cranberry. And here's a line drive to third base, and it is caught by third baseman Hunter Price for the final out of the fifth inning. That ball was smoked, but right at Price as Joe Zahner comes in, throws two pitches, and gets Union City out of the jam. And we will go to the bottom of the fifth inning. The Union City Bears leading by a score of 4-3. Coverage of Union City Bears baseball and softball on the UC Today Corry Federal Credit Union Sports Stream is brought to you by Terri's Tax and Notary. Starting a new business or need help managing the one you have? Terri's Tax and Notary has you covered. With over 40 years of experience, they handle income tax preparation to payroll, bookkeeping, and business setup. Kelly Design can help get your business online fast. UC Today Sports thanks Terri's Tax and Notary for their support. Coverage of Union City Bears baseball on the UC Today Corry Federal Credit Union Sports Stream is made possible by Rancho Alegre Authentic Mexican Restaurant. Serving authentic Mexican cuisine, Rancho Alegre is open Tuesday through Sunday. Located at 16328 State Highway 8 in Union City. More information at ranchoalegrepa.com or by calling 814-438-6043. UC Today Sports thanks Rancho Alegre Authentic Mexican Restaurant for their support. And we do have a new pitcher in the ball game for Cranberry. As number 16, Alex McIntyre. Will take over on the mound. And it looks like Morrow has just taken McIntyre's spot in center field. As he was just about at the max number of pitches that he was allowed. So this game will be up to the bullpens. As we head into the bottom of the fifth inning with Union City leading in game one of this 2026 season by a score of 4-3. And Union City will have their 4, 5, and 6 batters coming up. Hunter Price, Raykop, and Zahner here in the Bottom of the 5th inning. That's Hunter Price. Walked in a run in the 1st inning, struck out in the 2nd inning. So officially he is 0 for 1 with an RBI. Price trying to get on base to try to get an insurance run here for Union City. As there's a ground ball to second. Up with it is Shreve as he throws to first base. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. As McIntyre gets a quick first out. Now Rakoff, who now is the first baseman after pitching the first 4 2/3 innings of this game. First pitch. Might have gotten a call there as that ball was a little bit high, but he gets the strike call. There's the 0-1 pitch. Nice breaking pitch as Rakoff swings and misses. No balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. That ball's up high, ball 1. There's the 1-2 pitch to Rakoff. Ball in the dirt, bounced before home plate. That'll even the count up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ball up high, ball 3. 3 balls, 2 strikes. As he's come back from 0-2 to run the count full with 3-2. Here's the payoff pitch, ground ball in the hole at short. Here's the throw to first, and good scoop there by the first baseman, Bowler. Nice play on both ends by shortstop Peyton Sloan and Brody Bowler to get the out. It's 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th as Joe Zahner comes to the plate. He's the new pitcher now. Here's the pitch. That was about a 50-foot pitch as that ball bounced towards the front of the dirt in front of home plate for ball 1. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Check swing, no swing. As that will be ball 2, 2-0 on Zahner. Zahner tries to get something going here with 2 outs. And that ball tips off the catcher's glove. It's up high, ball 3. Zahner has struck out both times he's batted today. But he is ahead 3-0 here. And there's ball 4. 4-pitch walk to Joe Zahner. And that will bring up number 32, Lucas Silka, who started at shortstop, moved over to second base after the first inning. Zahner on first. Here's the first pitch to Silka, strike 1. Zahner takes his lead off first. McIntyre checks him. Here's the pitch, up high. One ball, one strike on Silka. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss, strike two. Zahner takes his lead off first base. Here's the 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike three, but the ball gets past the catcher. And he's gonna make it down to first base. On the strikeout, wild pitch. Silka reaches base. With 2 outs, he is allowed to advance on a missed third strike with first base occupied. So that will bring up J.J. Karmazin. Tries to take advantage of the miscue by Cranberry. As now there are runners at first and second with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. And there's a bunt grabbed by the catcher in foul territory. As that ball was bunted right off the plate and popped into foul territory. As Karmazin has struck out both times at the plate today, trying to get on base any way he can. There's the first and second, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. There's a pitch up high, ball one. 1 ball, 1 strike. The 1-1 pitch way over his head, but he swings and misses. He needed about a 5-foot bat on that one to hit that one, as that pitch was way out of the strike zone. Count 1-2, and called strike 3 as Karmazin strikes out for the 3rd time today. And Union City is set down. Couple base runners, but not able to score in the bottom of the 5th. And after 5, Union City leads by a score of 4-3. Coverage of Union City Bears baseball and softball on the UC Today Corry Federal Credit Union Sports Stream is made possible by Brown's Fitness Center with 24/7 access. Owner Seth Brown is an NASM certified personal trainer located at 1 South Main Street in Union City. Call 814-795-7743 for more information. UC Today Sports thanks Brown's Fitness Center for their support. Support for Union City Bears baseball and softball on the UC Today Corry Federal Credit Union Sports Stream is provided by Hitchy's Townhouse Tavern. Now open at 21 North Main Street in Union City, serving food and daily specials for dine-in or takeout. UC Today Sports thanks Hitchy's Townhouse Tavern for their support. Support for Union City Bears baseball and softball on the UC Today Corry Federal Credit Union Sports Stream is provided by Dai Salon. Located at 28 South Main Street in Union City, Dai Salon specializes in haircutting with color and highlighting, along with perms, texture services, and updos. They also offer manicures, pedicures, and waxing services. For information, call 814-738-6225. As we head to the top of the 6th inning, Union City clinging to a 4-3 lead, as Cranberry will have their 8-9-1 batters coming up in this inning. That's number 35, Garrison Snyder, will come to the bat. He's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. As Joe Zahner came in and pitched just 2 pitches last inning to get the final out and get Union City out of a jam. Here's his first pitch, fouled off at the plate, back to the backstop. Strike 1. There's a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Zahner into the windup and the pitch. Ground ball to short. Cooper Fox goes right between his legs. And that ball will go into the outfield for an error on Fox. As Cranberry has their leadoff batter on base. Now we'll bring up second baseman John Shreve. Cranberry with the tying run at first base. Shreve 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts in this game. Here's Zahner's pitch as he shows bunt, pulls the bat back, and takes the ball low for ball 1. Here's the pitch, shows bunt again. That pitch is outside, ball 2. Cranberry's trying to give up an out, and Zahner missed the strike zone on the first 2 pitches. And there's a bunt back to Zahner. Picks it up, throws to first, gets the out at first. But that advances the runner. Put out goes 1-3. As Cranberry moves the tying run into scoring position as Snyder is at second base. And Peyton Sloan, who's 1 for 3 in this game, had a bloop double his last time at bat. And he swings through that pitch for strike 1. No balls, 1 strike here, 1 out. Top of the 6th inning. There's a swing and a miss, strike 2. Joe Zahner trying to get this second out of the 6th inning. And there's a swing and a miss, strike 3, as he sets down Sloan on 3 pitches. And that will bring up Zach Shoemaker with a tying run at second base. Shoemaker 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts in this game. Takes strike 1. Zahner working quickly here. And here's the 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 2. As Joe Zahner is 1 pitch away from getting this third out and getting the Union City Bears back to the bat racks. Swing and a miss, strike 3. As Joe Zahner strikes out 2 to shut down Cranberry's rally to try to tie this ball game up. And we will head to the bottom of the 6th inning with Union City clinging to a 4-3 lead. Coverage of Union City Bears baseball and softball on the UC Today Corry Federal Credit Union Sports Stream is brought to you by C.S. Warthman Funeral Home, serving the community for over 100 years, providing compassionate and affordable end-of-life services. Located at 69 North Main Street in Union City. For information, call 814-438-3811. UC Today Sports thanks C.S. Warthman Funeral Home for their support. Support for Union City Bears baseball and softball on the UC Today Corry Federal Credit Union Sport on the UC Today Corry Federal Credit Union Sports Stream is provided by Union City Pet Hospital, located at 2 South Main Street in Union City. More information at UnionCityVeterinarian.com or by calling 814-438-7876. UC Today Sports thanks Union City Pet Hospital for their support. And Alex McIntyre back on the hill for Cranberry as they try to keep this a one-run game. As we head to the bottom of the 6th inning, Union City with a 4-3 lead. As Union City has just 3 hits in the game, but some wildness early on by Connor Morrow aided Union City in scoring 3 in the 1st inning. Number 18, Ethan Mitchum, will lead things off for Union City as he is 1 for 1 with a walk and a bunt base hit as he fouls the first pitch off. Strike 1. Mitchum has a couple stolen bases in this game, scored a run. He squares around to bunt again, and he fouls that one off. No balls, 2 strikes on the number 9 batter for Union City. The Bears hold a 4-3 lead here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Here's the pitch, swung on and missed, strike 3. Mitchum started towards first base, thought the ball might have hit the ground, but it was caught cleanly by the catcher. So that will be the first out of the bottom of the 6th inning as Ian Kinney comes to the plate. 1 for 3 in this ball game. And there's a ball in the dirt. 1 ball, no strikes. There's a pitch up high, ball 2. Alex McIntyre. This is his 2nd inning of work as he came in last inning in relief of Connor Morrow as that pitch is up high, ball 3. Ian Kinney ahead of the count, 3-0. As he shows bunt just to take a pitch. And there's a strike. Union City trying to tack on an insurance run. There's a pitch up high, ball 4. And Ian Kinney on base for his second time today, as he scored a run in the first inning. Cooper Fox, who came into the game in the second inning, is 1 for 2, as he has the biggest hit of the game so far, as he had an RBI double his last time up in the fourth inning. And he takes ball 1. McIntyre checks the runner at first. Comes set. Here's the pitch. There's a fly ball to right field. But that's going to be right at the right fielder, Snyder, who gloves it for the second out. Kinney back to first base. And that will bring up Luke Wright, the left fielder. Wright is 0 for 1 and has walked twice in this game and struck out. Here's a throw to first. Ball gets by the first baseman, and that will go out of play, as Ian Kinney will be awarded third base, as that ball is out of play. Gets 2 bases from the last base he safely touched, so that will put the insurance run just 90 feet away from home plate here. Here's the pitch to right. Swung on and missed. Strike 1. McIntyre trying to keep it a 1-run game here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Ball up high. And there's a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Wright. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. And that will do it for the 6th inning. And after 6 innings of play, Union City with a 4-3 lead. Support for Union City play-by-play coverage on the UC Today sports stream is provided in part by the Corry Federal Credit Union, your hometown credit union, wishing the Bears the best of luck this season. The Corry Federal Credit Union has been serving the community since 1958. They offer a wide range of financial services for you or your business. The Corry Federal Credit Union is located at 728 Worth Street in Corry, 56 North Main Street, Union City, 315 Main Street in Spartansburg, and online at corryfcu.org. UC Today Sports thanks the Corry Federal Credit Union, your hometown credit union, for their support of Union City Bears play-by-play. CFCU is a not-for-profit organization. So Joe Zahner on to try to finish off this victory as Union City leads by 1 run. Here in the top of the 7th inning. Cranberry will have their 3, 4, and 5 batters up here in the top of the 7th inning. As Connor Morrow leads off. He's 1 for 3 with a run scored in this game. And Zahner's first pitch, ball 1. Union City clinging to a 1-run lead here in the top of the 7th inning as Joe Zahner tries to close it out. Ball 2 up high. Zahner trying to get the save for Luke Rakop. As that pitch is fouled away. As Union City scored in the 4th inning, Rakop was still in the ball game at that time, so Rakop is the pitcher of record. 2-1 pitch from Zahner. The wind and the pitch, ground ball to third. Here's the throw to first. Low throw, and it cannot be handled by Rakop as Hunter Price throws the ball in the dirt. And that will give Cranberry some life on the error by Price. Now we'll bring up catcher Gala. Zahner from the set position. Pitch fouled off to the right, to the left side, to the bench area for Union City. No balls, 1 strike, nobody out. Top of the 7th inning, Union City leading 4-3. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss, strike 1. Zahner evens the count at 1-1. Or no, it's 0-2 now. The first pitch was a foul ball. So no balls and 2 strikes on Gala. Gala 0 for 1 in this game. He takes a ball inside. Gala's walked, hit by pitch, and grounded out to second in this game. Ball 2 inside, or down low. As Gala evens the count at 2-2. Zahner's pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. Huge first out as Joe Zahner gets the strikeout. And that will bring up Jake McCloskey. 1 out here in the top of the 7th inning. 4-3, Union City with the lead. First pitch, up high, ball 1. Morrow on first, reached first on an error by third baseman Hunter Price to lead off this inning. McCloskey turns away from the pitch, inside, ball 2. Zahner looks in for the sign. Checks the runner. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss. Strike 1. 2 balls, 1 strike on the batter, McCloskey. Zahner's pitch, down low. 3 balls, 1 strike. Doesn't get any better of a ball game than this for the opening game of the season for both of these teams. 3-1 pitch. Fly ball, center field. Going back and over his head. Here's the throw into the shortstop, and there, McCloskey is going to end up with a double. Morrow ends up at third base as Mitchum could not come up with that ball in center field. And there's a meeting on the mound. And Zahner's going to stay in the ball game to pitch. Runners at second and third. Tying run at third. Go-ahead run at second. Brody Bowler, the batter. Joe Zahner trying to close this out here. Infield is in. Trying to cut off the tying run. The pitch, ball one, low. High drama here in the bottom of the top of the seventh inning as Union City clinging to a one-run lead. Here's a pitch inside, ball two. Infield is in all the way around, trying to cut off the tying run at the plate. Only bad thing about that is a base hit gives Cranberry the lead. Up high, ball three. This might not be the worst idea, though, to walk him here. That'll set up a force out at any base. As Bowler already has 2 RBIs in this game. There's a line drive base hit into right field. 1 run's in. The second run coming around, and that will score as Cranberry takes a 5-4 lead. And if the infield was back on that one, they probably would have been able to make the play. But Cranberry takes the lead as Brody Bowler with his 4th RBI of the game. That will bring up McIntyre. The pitch, strike one. Union City still has 1 more at bat here in the bottom of the 7th. So we'll see if they can shut it down here. Strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. As the ball gets past the catcher and the runner will advance. The batter is out. Can advance on a drop third strike with less than 2 outs with a runner at first. But that will advance the runner to second base and put him in scoring position.
Just made a play at second, got him out, picked him off.
And they picked him off second. And that will end the inning. So big play there to end the inning on that. But Cranberry scores the go-ahead run. And after 6.5 innings, Cranberry leads 5-4 as Union City tries to come back in this ball game. Union City will have their 4, 5, 6 guys coming up in the bottom of the 7th as Hunter Price, Luke Rickhoff, and Joe Zahner will try to tie and or win this ball game. Alex McIntyre trying to win it here for Union City. Or for Cranberry, trying to shut out Union City here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Union City will be led off by Hunter Price, who's 0 for 2 with a walk in this game. Does have an RBI as he walked with the bases loaded. Exciting game here to kick off the 2026 regular season here at Union City. The Bears haven't trailed in this game until right now. As Price leads off, swing and a miss, strike one. Bears trailing 5-4, bottom of the 7th inning. Swung on and missed, strike two. Hunter Price, the Bears cleanup hitter, trying to reach base here to start the rally. Union City trying to come back for the first time all game. There's a swing and a miss, strike three. And the catcher drops it. He's the throw to first. It's not in time. And they're going to call him out for interference as he did not run in the running lane. And that is the correct call as he ran right down the baseline. So there's going to be a discussion about that call. But he didn't give the catcher a throwing lane. There's a quick discussion there. And Luke Rakop at bat now. He's 0 for 2. There's a fly ball. Base hit into left field there. As Rakop is the tying run on base. Joe Zahner, the winning run, comes to the plate now. Zahner trying to win it at the plate and give himself a win on the mound. As there's a breaking ball in the strike zone for a strike. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss, strike two. No balls, 2 strikes on Zahner. Union City trailing 5-4 in the bottom of the 7th inning. The 0-2 pitch, up high, ball 3. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Tying run at first base. Winning run at the plate. Ball in the dirt. And Rakop started towards second base, but thought better of it as there's a nice block there by the catcher, Lincoln Gala. That evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ball 3. Full count as Union City tries to get the winning run on base. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runner at first, down by a run. Here's the pitch, ball, or strike 3, swing and a miss. As Joe Zahner strikes out. And the last shot for Union City is Lucas Silka. And he takes strike 1. Silka 0 for 3. Struck out twice and grounded out to first. Strike 2. As Union City is down to their last strike. No balls, 2 strikes. Bottom of the 7th. Cranberry up by a run. Here's the runner takes off, and he will steal second. So now that ball was ball 1. Rakop gets to second. Base hit now will tie this ball game. Here's the 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. Might have foul tipped it, but it was caught by the catcher. And Alex McIntyre strikes out the side to preserve the 5-4 victory for Cranberry. Tough loss here for the Union City Bears as they fall by a score of 5-4. The final totals in the game: Cranberry 5 runs on 7 hits. Union City 4 runs on 4 hits. As a costly error in the top of the 7th inning led to Cranberry scoring the tying and winning runs in this ball game. As Alex McIntyre will get the win for Cranberry, and Joe Zahner will be touched up with the hard luck loss. Brody Bowler, the hero for Cranberry, as he went 2 for 3 with 4 RBIs, 2 big 2-run base hits, 1 in the 3rd to tie up the game at 3-3, and 1 in the 7th to give Cranberry the 5-4 victory. For Union City, Ian Kinney had a base hit and a run scored. Aiden Toller had a run scored and a walk. Cooper Fox with a base hit and an RBI. Luke Wright was 0 for 2 with 2 walks, a couple stolen bases, and a run scored. Hunter Price was 0 for 3 with a walk and a RBI. Luke Graykop had a walk and an RBI, and a base hit and a stolen base. Joe Zahner was 0 for 3 with a walk. Silka was 0 for 4. Karmazin 0 for 3, and Mitchum was 1 for 3 with a couple stolen bases and a run scored. So once again, Union City falls to Cranberry area in their season opener by a score of 5-4, as Cranberry scored 2 runs in the top of the 7th inning to win it, overcoming a 4-3 deficit in the process. So my next broadcast will be next Monday, as we are just broadcasting the home games this year. The Union City Bears will be back in action on Thursday, as I'm bringing up the schedule real quick. On Thursday, they will travel to Cambridge Springs for a non-region matchup. And like I said, next Monday, the 30th of March, I will be back to bring you coverage of Union City versus Erie High School here from Union City. And I got word from Ben, who stopped in a few minutes ago, that the Union City girls won their softball game. So congratulations to them, as they open up the season at 1-0, as they won, I believe, 15-4, he said. So the Union City girls start off on the right foot, while the Union City boys baseball team falls in a tough luck loss to Cranberry by a score of 5-4. So that will do it for me. Thank you so much for joining us here on the Corry Federal Credit Union UC Today Sports Stream. I'm Doug Gilchrist, signing off, and I will see you next Monday.